Okay, so we're going to continue looking at the bookkeeping sheet so that we can go through how you can use it. Okay, so we put some information in earlier. So we put some sales and some expense in, and I want to show you how this works. So you go back to your year to date, and it is going to pull over all of your information in here. So you can see month by month how you're doing as far as profitability goes. And one other thing that I have added to this, besides the mileage, I do have the mileage down here. The other thing I have added is on the very last tab, which is right down here. If you click on this, it has a chart. So this chart is going to pull all of your year-to-date information in here, and then you can easily see, this is a pie chart, and what it does is it splits out your revenue and expense so that you can see what category you're spending the most in. So this is especially important when you're looking at expenses. So if you're trying to figure out why you are not making as much money as you think you should be, you need to start looking at what you're spending money on. And so that's why it's really important that you always put all of your expenses that you have each day, each week, each month into this sheet, and then you'll be able to track where you are, and you can also tell if you are making profit. So let's say that you start doing a kit of some kind. Well, you can put in the revenue. So let's just put in here kit. Okay, so you could put in the kit. Let's say that you got $1,200 on your kit. And then you could put a category in here for kit expense. And then you could add in all of your expenses. So you could add in, let's say that you spent $160 on boxes and you spent $600 on supplies and $120 on ribbon. So now you can tell. Okay, so now you can tell how much profit you made. Okay, so you know if you only sold 20 kits, you can estimate how much you would make selling 10 more, 15 more. So this is why this is a really great thing to use. Okay. Okay, so that's a great way to just check how you're doing on things. So you could use this sheet for figuring out how you're doing on something, and you can also use it to tell how you're doing for the month. You know, if you thought you had a really great day, if you did a craft fair, then you could tell, okay, this was my expense for the craft fair, this was what I got for the craft fair, and you can see how much you made or didn't make. So it's really important that you keep track of all of these things and use this tool. It's a tool to help you determine how you're doing, because this is a business. You want to treat it like a business. You want to take it seriously. So that means that you need to keep track of how much you're spending, how much you're making, so that you know which directions to go in. So you can see patterns after you start putting things in. You know, if you're doing kits every month, well, you can see how much of your revenue is coming from your kits. If you're doing a group, you can have that as a category. You can see how much is coming in from your group every month. So there's a lot of things that you can do with a sheet like this. It just really helps you to keep in line with your business, know where you're going, know how you're doing. It's very easy to fill out. There's really nothing that you have to do. Everything, all the calculations are done for you. And I will black out anything that is a calculation so that you don't accidentally wipe out that formula. And And then when the next year comes around, I can put a new clean one out there so you can use that one as well. Okay, so next we're going to go over mileage and what you need to keep track of for mileage.